Since this war has broke out, Israel issued a warning asking the residents of Gaza Strip to move from northern part towards the southern part. Now, the southern part is the Rafah border crossing, which is a border with the Egypt. But Egypt has been very reluctant to open the borders despite assurances from US as well as Israel. And there has been multiple flip-flops in the last 3-4 days over the opening of the Rafah border as well as the terms and conditions as of who will be allowed to cross from Rafah border if it opens up. But we will try to break down that why Egypt has shown such a reluctance to open the Rafah border crossing. The first major reason is that Egypt doesn't want itself to be embroiled in this entire Israel versus Hamas war. Egypt doesn't want that all those who are staying in Gaza Strip should move into Egyptian territory and later it will get embroiled into Israel versus Hamas war because Egypt feels that Israel will find an excuse to attack on its territory once the Gaza residents move into Egyptian territory. The second major reason is that Egypt doesn't want to be seen as a reason or as a contributor towards the displacement of Gaza residents. And this has got a historical perspective. In every war since 1948, the Arabs who got displaced at the time of the war were often assured that once the war gets over, you will be allowed to get in. But what happened that during every war, all those who left the Israeli-Palestinian territory were not allowed to get inside. And they became permanent refugees in states like Lebanon and Syria as well as Egypt. But this time around, Egypt doesn't want to get into that situation. Now, once the negotiations were on to open the Rafah border crossing, Egypt said that it will only allow foreign nationals. That was the larger agreed upon point between Egypt, Israel and US. Now, Egypt wants that more aid should get in Gaza and less refugees should come out. But this is exactly what the opposite Israel wants. Israel is actually looking for more residents of Gaza to move into Egypt and less humanitarian aid to get in. Now, this is also now Egypt is also saying one of the other reasons which Egyptians official sources are saying is that Israel has dropped multiple bombs on the Rafah border crossing, making it inaccessible, making it inoperational, and it will not be safe to allow either people or the relief material to move into Gaza through Rafah border crossing. Now, despite assurances from US President Joe Biden, even today, the Rafah border crossing has not been opened. And all the relief material collected from across the world which has landed in Egypt is parked near the Rafah border crossing. Meanwhile, the foreign nationals or those having international passport or citizens of other countries and Palestinian Americans and Palestinians with other nationalities are stuck near the Rafah border crossing because they don't know that who all will be allowed to leave Gaza and move towards Egypt. Now, these are the certain situations for which Egypt was very reluctant to open the Rafah border.